So I think the last thing I did was install this fuel line, and I put a fuel pressure gauge on it so you can see it when the car is running. You can come back here, check fuel pressure, just to help with diagnosis if anything goes wrong. It's a Fiat, so something will go wrong. Continuing with fuel line, because I'm waiting on hoses to arrive. This plugs in here, and then it carries around to here. And I don't know. There's going to be a hose that runs here. Is it going to go under or over? I don't know yet. I'm going to cut it here and see what happens. I don't think I'm going to be able to get my tool on that one. So that means I'm going to have to use a hose clamp. No way. This thing I want. Okay, so that thing's going under no matter what. Okay, so fuel lines are tight. Fuel lines are all hooked up. Water lines, except for these two, they're all hooked up, tight. The only reason I need to get back there is to put plug wires on. Why is it too short? Oh, you plugged it in too far. Am I going to be able to make up an inch? I don't think so. But we could try. Okay, so you're stupid. Why did you think that was going to work? I don't know. Let me see what else I got here. I did all this yesterday. Not a lot of it was on camera. I think we were working on fuel line or something the last time. But sometimes it's just easier for me to do it by myself. And so I did. So we're going to do an overview. Right. Okay, cool. So the fuel line from the fuel rail to the cold start valve. And then I relocated the auxiliary air and AC thing over here, and they'll hook up. I didn't like them over here because it just didn't look right. So let's move it back out of the way where I don't have to see it. Fuel line's hooked up. This is the aluminum coolant tank from Vick Autosports. It runs a 3/4 inch hose down here, same as the regular line, and then this one is 5/8, same as this one, but these are silicone hoses, so they'll work no matter what. It's a little bit of a tight bend, but nothing's crimped. You just got to trim it up right. And then I need to zip tie this out of the way. Good idea. Let's do that right now. I got the slave cylinder bled yesterday using a broomstick. That'll do. That will do. And then I can zip tie that to that. Okay, cool. This heater hose is attached. I'll bring you over so you can get a closer look. So this is what used to be in there. And you can see it's a little degraded. But I want to say it's M16 by 1.5. But don't quote me on that. I think I looked it up. And then this screws into the head, and then this screws into this. And then I just took this off. And ran the hose up here and crimped it. I didn't want to drag this whole hose out and try to replace the whole thing. It'll work for now. It'll work great. And then if I have to take anything off, all I have to do is turn this loose, and then this whole hose comes off, and I don't have to worry about taking my clamp loose anymore. And then I just put the distributor in. So we have coolant. Coolant is complete. Fuel is complete. We need air and spark. And then we're ready. So there's a little mark right here for number 1. So I lined it up on number 1. Now, let's back up. So this thing, right? Top dead center for number 1 and number 4 is the same. And when I was putting it together, I thought I'd turned it over and had it lined up for number 4. And then I was doing something else and I lost count. So it's lined up on top dead center, but I don't know if it's number 1 or number 4. And with this adjustable pulley. It has a mark here and it has a mark here. So I really don't know what cycle I'm on. So I really don't know what cycle I'm on as far as am I TDC number 1 or TDC number 4 for timing purposes. But it's just as simple, we'll figure it out. We'll plug it in, turn it on. If it doesn't fire, then we're 180 out. We'll rotate it and restab it. So I'm going to hook up Spark today. So we want to be able to move it, but we don't want to be so loose that it moves itself. Or that if we bump it too much, it moves itself. I think that's probably pretty good. Maybe not. I like that for tension. And this is the original factory distributor. I just cleaned it up a little bit. Clean up your contacts so you get better spark control. So now we have to wire up this stuff over here.